Hello and welcome to Shenmue 2. We are playing the Xbox version, and let's not waste any time, let's get right into it. We have a lot to talk about, but there's a lengthy cutscene to start off the game, so let's go. So as you can see, here we are, Hong Kong. It's 12:30 p.m. As I said, we are playing the Xbox version, and you can immediately see one improvement, I guess you'd call it, on the water effect right here. You can see it's very ripply. If you put this side by side with the Dreamcast version, the Dreamcast water is much more muted. I don't know if it's necessarily better in the Xbox version, but it is different. It is definitely more detailed. It kind of is a little jarring when you look at the textures of the boats, but well, you know how that is. This is a slightly improved port from the Dreamcast, so there's gonna be a little weirdness like that, but in general this game looks really good, and I think the Xbox version is I don't know if it's the better one. It has English voices, so I thought that that was probably better for YouTube. So that's why we're playing this one. But the Dreamcast version, I love it very much, and it's definitely worth playing too, although they are essentially the same game. This version is generally cheaper and easier to find, so it's probably the one most people are going to play. And so as you can see, Rio was at the front of the boat. This is going to be Chapter 3 of his adventure. Chapter 2 occurs on the boat, but does not actually get featured in any of the games. I believe there was some comics that explained what happened. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, Chai shows up. I'm not sure, but apparently it wasn't important enough to include in the games, so here we are, starting Chapter 3, arriving in Hong Kong. And there's our hero. He has his green backpack that he'll carry around for a large part of the game. Alright, here we are. I've got to get used to this Xbox controller. It's definitely inspired by the Dreamcast controller, but not as good. These start buttons are very strange placement.
Wanzai, South Carmain Quarter, Yan 10 Apartments. This is where Li Xiao Tao is? First, I need to find Wanzai.
Alright, so if you've played Shenmue 1, or if you watched my Shenmue 1 playthrough, you'll remember that Master Chen told us he was going to introduce us to someone we could trust in Hong Kong. He called the person To Li Xiao. And in this game, they switched the names around, and this person's name is Li Xiao Tao, or Li Xiao To, however it's pronounced, but that's who we're looking for, and there's the address, Wan Chai, South Carmain Quarters, Yan 10 Apartments, room 205. Now let's, we're just looking around, notice the impressive, sun glare, whatever it's called. I think that's in the Dreamcast, but I think it's enhanced on the Xbox.
Traveler, stay and listen to a song.
As far as I know, there's absolutely no benefit to staying and listening to the song, but we'll do it anyway.
It's a song wishing luck to travelers. Put some money in. It'll bring good luck.
Sure.
Young man, where are you headed to?
I'm looking for a place called Wanzai.
Wanzai is that way.
Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you. Maybe if you give them money, they'll tell you where Wanzai is. And if you don't, they won't. I don't know. I always give them the money. And so here we are. We have complete control of Rio. Let's look at the menus real quick. They're basically the same, but we should look at what inventory we've kept from Shenmue 1 to 2, because obviously you can't carry your saves over, unfortunately. So we have an overall map, which we can't even pick. So we don't have an overall map, apparently. We have a notebook, which is the same notebook as last time. The tokens, the watch, which, once again, if you press the A button, it will light up. And we have the sword handguard, as you recall, that was used to open the secret basement in our dojo. We have the Phoenix Mirror, of course. And then we have Chen's intro letter. That was, I think, the letter that says Li Xiaotao's address. And then we have the amulet that Nozomi gave us in the cutscene at the very end of the first game. We have the white leaf, which we still don't really know the importance of, but we found that in the basement. And we have a letter to our father. And I don't remember this. Is this the one we had translated by the Chinese woman? I'm not sure. But we also have a small collection of capsule toys that they start you off with. Just a random selection of dolphins. This one's apparently named Big Phillip. So it's just random. If you were continuing your game from Shenmue 2, you'd have obviously the ones that you won in Shenmue 1, which is nice, but it's not an option here. Now, another thing that is improved in Shenmue 2 is the ability to buy a lot more stuff. So right here, this is a merchant. Oh, we can touch him.
I can give you a discount, handsome.
Well, thanks so much. But we can buy lighters, and they're just collectible. They don't actually have any purpose except for selling them. But I'm gonna buy a few of these. I'll explain why later in the video, but I'm just gonna buy a few of these, and I'll see you once I am done.
Thanks. Want to buy another?
Alright, I've bought 5 or 6 of those, and I'm sure we can look at them in the menu. I don't know exactly where, maybe in collection, I don't know. But I bought, let's see, how do you find those? Is it here? Or? Yeah, here we go. So I bought a few lighters. You can take a look at them. They're pretty nicely detailed, and they're branded Zippo, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's move on.
Welcome! Welcome to Hong Kong! Looking for fun? Do you need a guide?
Are you a lone boy? You need a place to stay?
Need a tour? It'll be cheap.
Hey, handsome! Let me take your photo!
Someone just took a picture of you.
Huh?
He's going to try and sell it to you later. He'll be persistent, but you don't have to buy it.
Okay.
Be careful. Not all people are nice in Hong Kong.
I understand.
If you need a place to stay, try that Free Stay Lodge.
Free Stay Lodge?
You can always stay there for free.
You are so kind.
You were good to her on the ship when she was scared. Well, take care of yourself.
Bye, Rio.
Goodbye.
Alright, so that was a little allusion to Chapter 2. Something occurred on the ship, and Rio helped this girl out. And they gave us a little bit of advice about being careful while we're in Hong Kong. Now, one thing that is also changed about this game is there are map stations right in each quarter. And you can buy these maps. And they're like 10 Hong Kong dollars.
It'll be useful.
And if you buy this, a little map will show up in the corner of your screen, which is very helpful. Not necessarily required, but definitely helpful. You can see it right there. And returning is, of course, capsule toys. A lot of them are the same as Shenmue 1, but some of them are different. I think these might be the same as the ones that were in Shenmue 1, but let's give it a try. We'll try one. There are unique sets throughout, and we'll look at those as we come across them.
I'll try it.
Alright, we've definitely gotten this one in Shenmue 1. This is Goba Beach, I guess is its name. And I'm almost positive this is from Fantasy Zone, one of the enemies.
I'll try again.
We won't do any more
I guess
for
not.
now. And let's go ahead into this Free Stay Lodge. There's an interesting character that we can talk to. This is a, I guess, it's not a hotel, but it's a place where you can stay if you don't progress the game far enough to get to the other place. We will not be staying here tonight, but I guess it is possible. I don't know that I've ever actually played through a run of this game and actually stayed here, because it's pretty hard to not trigger in one day cutscenes to get to the other place.
What is it?
But this guy's funny, so let's go ahead and talk to him.
I'm looking for One's Eye.
I have a question for you, too. If you can answer it, perhaps I will answer you as well.
Alright.
A question?
Why do rivers flow?
Alright, so why do rivers flow? Water, river, or ocean. I guess rivers flow towards the ocean. So that's what we're gonna say.
The river flows toward the ocean.
That is correct. Even the mightiest of rivers started with a drop of water. Water returns to the ocean, its mother.
The ocean, its mother.
I recommend you take your time. The river flows calmly. That's why it can flow so far.
I understand. Which way is it to One's Eye?
To the south, water spouts from the earth. You shall hear the singing of a bird.
Water that spouts out of the earth? What the heck is that?
It's a fountain. We'll talk again when you have the chance.
Alright, thank you so much. So, he had a little riddle for us, but Rio didn't quite get it. Now we're gonna walk over here. And come on. Lock on. There we go.
A winning can. I didn't know there was one in Hong Kong.
There apparently is one in Hong Kong, Rio. And now it's ours. It says ferry. I don't know why that is. And I've actually activated the first person mode. But yeah, if you press the right trigger, you can actually walk around in first person, which is interesting. I don't think you could do that in the first game. You could go first person, but you couldn't walk around. And look at that!
This is...
a forklift.
a forklift. I will keep this.
I will keep this. Alright, so that's a forklift red. We, as I said, have unfortunately lost our capsule toys from the first playthrough, so we no longer have all of those
what's on this
forklifts. Which is okay.
Honest pawn shop. I'll keep it.
And here we have a pawn shop flyer. You can look at these in the menu, and they will give you the rates that each pawn shop will pay for capsule toys. And it actually shows you, I suppose, the sets that you own. So that's useful. And you can compare, see which one would give you the most money for the sets that you have. Alright, so I think we've done everything we can do in this free stay lodge, so let's get going. Before we leave this area, let's take one more closer look at that lovely water effect. It's almost hypnotic. It is definitely different from the Dreamcast. It looks pretty good if you're looking like onto it like this, but if you really kind of look down, it isn't great. But a far off view, you kind of see the water moving. It's nice. Good job.
Hazuki-san, you were heading for Wanzai, right?
Yes. Which way is it to Wanzai?
Wanzai? Go through the gate, take a right, and keep going to get to Wanzai.
Thank you.
Alright, thank you so much. So, they gave us some directions. Everyone's willing to give directions in this game, which is nice. Here's a fortune teller. Let's go ahead and have our fortune read. Why not?
Welcome. Have your palm read to find your way to good fortune.
You'll notice that I'm
$20
spending a lot of
for
money,
palm reading.
and there's a reason for that. We'll talk about it later.
Yes, please.
I see a wide road. There are many cars passing by. Ahead, there is the place that you seek. But you will lose your money.
Money?
That's all I can see. Come again. May your journey be safe.
Thanks.
Seriously, this girl needs her own show. She could not have given a more accurate reading. So it says, we'll find a place past the traffic, but we'll lose my money. So he actually thought that was important enough to put into his notebook. And another thing I'll point out right here, once again, you can buy drinks for no reason whatsoever. But in this game, they are actually licensed, the Sapporo soft drink company. And that actually got carried over into America, which is pretty cool. As you recall, in Japan, Shenmue 1 was licensed to Coke products, but in America they just kind of made up their own. But the licenses carried over for this game, so neat. And here we are in the second area of Hong Kong.